Howdy folks, Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore, and it is day 17 of the July Carnivore Challenge here on the hardcore summer. Alright, let's head into those daily videos and see just how things went here on Big Anklevich on Health. So, for day 17, how did it go? Well, first of all, yesterday I finished out the day with 19,000 steps, almost 20,000. I probably should have walked a few hundred more steps just so that I could have got to that level, but I didn't realize I was so close. I don't really keep an eye on the steps that closely, so. But yeah, this morning I got out and I went and did some more walking. It was interesting because I had somebody coming by the house, and turns out I was out walking when they came. So my daughter had to deal with everything on her own. I got home just in time, but yeah, we got a bunch of work being done on our house right now. And I don't know, we'll see if I can get in the walking tomorrow like I was able to do today. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, I don't know. But I finished up my fast after my walk. I came in at 44 hours for the total on the fast. And then I had myself a whole bunch of cheese. No, I'm kidding. I didn't have cheese. I finally was good, at least for a day. I just had beef. I had hamburger patties. Two of these were the ones that my wife bought that were pre-made ones, ground chuck hamburger patty she got from H-E-B, and the bigger one there is one that I just made myself to even out the thing, as basically a pound of beef there that I ate. And that was my first meal. And then a little bit later, I had my second meal. I used up all my time this morning, so I had to eat it in the car. So this is a picture of it sitting on my seat next to me. And I guess I'm that driver, the guy who's trying to eat ground beef from a bowl with a spoon and drive at the same time, using my knees to keep the steering wheel straight. So, don't be driving near me because I'll probably hit you. Anyways, so hey, I'm happy. At least I managed to stick with the program today. I did what I said I was going to do, and I'm going to try and make sure to do the same thing tomorrow. Maybe I'll make some progress. That would be cool. All right, folks, let's see what Marshall's up to.
Hey everybody, Marshall Latham here for day number 17 of July. Can't believe this month's flying by. But yeah, we're here in the hardcore summer. And I did pretty well. Total calories were about 3,250. So that I feel pretty good about that. I had some big thing of egg bake in the morning. And then I had a big bunch of like 10 ounces of pork ribs, or pork rib meat, as I used to say. And I did have some cheese with that. That was kind of stupid. I mean, I didn't need to have cheese with that. That would have been fine all by itself. But I did add some cheese to it. And then I was meeting up with some friends. Went over to, at least once a month, usually I go over to my friend Bill's house. He's an older guy, and him and his daughter live there. And the last couple times, there's another couple that I'm friends with that we meet up there together, and we've been having a dinner. I think I talked about this last time, where we had the spaghetti, and I just had the meatballs that went in the spaghetti, but I didn't have the spaghetti. Well, this time I suggested we have a taco night, because that's easy. Because if people want tortillas, they can have tortillas. If they whatever they want to put on it, if you just bring all the toppings. And so I brought the taco meat, and they brought everything else. And yeah, I just had a good little. It was on a plate, but it was kind of like a taco bowl. I just had taco meat. I did put some cheese on there. I had a little bit of sour cream, and yeah, salsa. I did put some salsa on there. But yeah, no tortillas. They were offering me root beer and other sodas and stuff like that. And I declined, because that's not what I do, and they know why. So that worked out pretty well. But I don't know if this is going to become a regular thing. I don't know. I might just have to say, oh, hey, I'll be there for the movie, not the dinner. But hey, I should be able to eat dinner, right? I just have to do it carnivore style. I did not get out for a walk though yesterday, so that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes I'm able to do it, sometimes I'm not. But it's been a busy couple days actually. So yeah, I do what I can, and it does feel good when I get out there, especially if I can get out there in the cool of the morning. But I didn't manage that for day 17 here. So I think that's about it. So back to you, Big.
Thanks, Marshall. All right, well, I'd say good job for managing to, do that thing without giving in and eating a regular taco. Sometimes those are the hardest things to deal with, is going out for social occasions. What are you going to do? You don't want to look weird. You don't want to look like a weirdo and not eat a taco, because how could there be anything wrong with tacos? But yeah, skipping the tortilla is a good idea. And I think, generally people probably understand. You say, hey, I'm not eating the tortillas because I'm doing this crazy carnivore diet, or I'm doing, I'm doing low carb, you could even just say. I don't know. I would have skipped the salsa, but that's just because I'm hardcore. The funny thing is, when you're starting out, I think, it's probably a good idea to not worry about that kind of stuff. And you're pretty, relatively early on in your journey. So, sometimes you just got to eat some of those things that'll make you want to eat still carnivore. Eat carnivore with a little bit of sauce, with a little bit of spices. Eventually you may find that those things are what's causing your problems, and if you give them up, then you can get even better. But, when you're first starting out, it's a good way to just, to drop a lot of pounds quickly, is just switching up your diet, and then you can, fine tune it later. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time on Big Anklevich on Health.